Okay, breaststroke fans, we're going to take a look at one of our next drills. And this is going to be a breaststroke pull with the noodle, and we're also going to be adding fins. Now here with the fins, what we're going to be doing is just using a slight flutter kick just so that the body is consistently moving forward here and traveling through the water. The kick just needs to be slight. We're not looking for it to be overly hard or overly active. A slight kick will be very sufficient for what we're going to do. Focus of this drill here is going to be really being on the arms and how we pull. We see young swimmers that really like to pull back and really be under the body. So the noodle here is going to really give them a barrier almost, to a sense, to kind of really feel what's going on and how far that they really should be pulling back. We like our swimmers to kind of pull somewhere between their chin and their shoulders. And we really want this because we want the arms and the legs here to really be working together to establish a line. And then when the kick is established, that we're kind of overlaying that line and hitting this nice straight line as we are traveling through the water. So let's go over some more of the key things that we emphasize with this drill, and the things that we like and some of the things that we observe. First thing here we want to emphasize is going to be an out sweep. Now, for younger swimmers, remember, we'd like to go only to just about just pretty much just at the shoulder or just outside the shoulders. For older swimmers, we like to go a little bit wider than that. For younger swimmers, when we go to the shoulders, we find that this just helps promote a little bit better timing, and we really like promoting those good habits for those athletes. Reinforcing those good habits will really help them as they continue to progress in the sport and then reach a higher level. As those shoulders get out the beginning to outside, what we want to be able to do is kind of round off and then really get those fingertips down. What we then kind of see here with our athlete, and we'll see this a little bit more on the way back on the return view underwater, we've got these nice forearms establishing a lot of water along the forearms and the fingertips. Then what we're going to do is just quickly turn those hands inward, and that's going to be our in sweep. Here we would take the breath and then shoot into that line. And also be another thing that we kind of will emphasize. A thing that we really like to promote with our athletes is going to really be this, that we're shooting into the line. And it's not gentle. We kind of want to think about, if you're a pitcher, it's going to be delivering fastball after fastball after fastball. So that way, this is a very explosive and aggressive movement, and something that we really like to teach our athletes. So here, kind of notice that we get our athlete breathing a little bit earlier. What we really like to kind of see here is that the breath will occur after the catch is established, but before we hit this point right here. So there's a little bit of a range here that our athlete can continue to work on and improve to really find a little bit of a better connection for this stroke. Remember, drills can be performed at different various levels, and we have to really give our athletes feedback. The important thing is just the feedback that we're not pulling back. So that's the main purpose of this drill. So we transition to underwater from a takeoff point. All we're just really looking for is just a slight flutter kick. We don't want to kick too far down under the body, just kind of remembering, keep kicking from the hips here. As we're continuing to move through, let's go through the return view here. So now we'll get a little bit of a different perspective. And here we go. So now again, what we want to see is those hands slide out. We want to get to outside the shoulders. So we're going to see the arms slide out. And remember, just outside. And we're kind of, as we can kind of see, like starting to dig down with that round out right there. Then what we want to do is really focus on getting the fingertips to get down. So that way, again, we're going to really be grabbing the water along the forearm and the hand. The pressure of the water should still be very much here on the hand as we are moving through. Then what we're going to do is, again, just have that kind of little turn of the hand, so that way we're getting up into the in sweep, and then what we want to see is that we're exploding into that line. Remember, one thing to also that you can emphasize with this drill is going to be the timing of the breath. So see here kind of how our athlete is taking the breath just pretty much as a catch is establishing. We would ask the athlete to delay this just a little bit until we're probably about right here. That way, instead of feeling very vertical, what we're going to kind of feel is that we're going to feel a little bit more flat like this, or a little more hinged as we're going to be taking that breath. Taking a look here under the water at this stroke right here. Okay, so again, just another kind of perspective for everybody here to see. We're going to slide out, and then what we want is to really kind of be digging down and getting those those hands here really digging as we're taking a look. So again, we can kind of see how early our athlete is with taking that breath. What we really want to see is just kind of these power triangles established as we're going to be taking the catch. Wanting to grab that deep water that's available here under the body, so that way we can really feel like, again, we are exploding forward. So here again, we can just kind of see there's a little bit of an early breath. So remember, athletes are going to be able to perform these two various ability levels. We want to make sure that we're giving them feedback as they are doing these drills, so that way they can continue to improve and take what they're doing to their next level. Overall, if you found value out of this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe.